whatnot, every Royal Mail switch over. Mind blown? Don't worry, we'll go through it today. So yes, Royal Mail has taken over from every when it comes to whatnot. So how do you set up the shipping profiles when you do a million different size items? Maybe not a million, but getting close to. We're going to go through it. I'm going to show you how I've set up some of the listings that I've done with successfully no substitutions and no adjustments. All good. So if you're new here, I am Alan. I'm part of 13 Under UK. We are on Whatnot. I'll link everything in the description below. But today I've been asked to do a quick video as part of the Discord community that we've got. Also linked in the description. Just to go over how I've set up my past few shows. I'm about 4 shows into the switch over now, and I'm successfully managing to maintain no adjustments, which is all good. So how have I achieved it? I'll let you know in a few simple steps. We do shows twice a week usually. We do one on a Sunday, which is like a Bootsale style show. So you can imagine the boxes vary in size. We do Bundy's bundles, which also vary in size. So how do you calculate that when things come way different but have different sizes? So what we do is you need to take into account dimensions. So I'll break a box down for you. So when I say dimensions, what I want you to think about is a box. Now these are the descriptions from Royal Mail of box sizes. And the basic one generally that you want to work with is a small parcels one. So that means the length of 45 centimeters, a width of 35 centimeters, and a depth of 16 centimeters, which is where the problems arise with this depth of 16 centimeters. The weight is also up to 2 kilograms on that. So the way I've broke it down is to break that box into 6 parts. So I will take things and say that is a large item because it won't fit in 1/6 of that box. But on the other hand, that is a small item because it will fit in 1/6 of that box. Now the reason I've split that into 6 is because you have to allow for packaging and for extra protection, because you could not send something like that, which is die cast, on its own with no protection. It would require bubble wrap and things like that. Simply put in, split this box into 6 sections. So I've done it into 4 there, but obviously if you say 6. Now roughly that is going to be as big as a Funko. Maybe standing up. But the issue you have is that a Funko is virtually exactly 16 centimeters high. But that does not allow for any protection on the Funko, other than a pop protector if you've got one. So if you were to gauge all 6 on the size of a Funko, which is a generic size, and is something that is quite common on Whatnot, especially among the toy collectors community. So now, working on that theory of anything smaller than a Funko box being classed as small, and anything larger than a Funko box being classed as large, these are my preset custom listings. So this is the small one. So I have a small one that weighs under 250 grams. I have a small item that weighs under 500 grams. I have a small item or bundle under 750 grams. I also have a boxed Eagle Moss or Funko, as are 2 of the products that I sell a lot of. So I know that that is set as per the standards on Whatnot's prerequisites. But I have my own ones that I can decide on. And just like that, they're my large ones. So the large under 250 gram, a large under 500 gram, and a large under 750 gram. Those are my weights. Remember earlier in the video we talked about dimensions. So the dimensions that I'm going to put in for any of the small items will be this big, because then I know that anything I can package can fit in this box. So the width would be in this case 12 centimeters, the length would be 16 centimeters, and the height would be 10 centimeters, allowing me a centimeter at least around the package if it is smaller than a Funko box. If it is larger than a Funko box, the way I do the dimensions for that are to get the box from earlier. So for this example, I would probably scan around the items I'd be selling that day and see what the biggest one was. But if I was to take into account, I was to pull something random and run, say, a Back to the Future thing that is that big, I need to be able to accommodate for that. So the way I've done the measurements for the large items, still within the weight brackets of 250 grams, 500 grams and 750 grams, is I've done the dimensions as less than this box. So this box is about 5 centimeters short of the actual measurements according to Royal Mail. It's just one I've grabbed, but it does allow you a little bit of room if you do work with a slightly smaller box. So I've done that as less than. The average width I've set mine at currently is 25 centimeters, which would allow me to put something of 25 centimeters in that box with a comfortable few centimeters all around it for some packaging. Then the length, I have done the opposite. So again, it's about 5 centimeters short of the 45 that you're allowed by Royal Mail. So I've allowed an item to fit in that box. So I've said that a large item is roughly, I think I did 32, which allows me plenty of room all around it to be able to package the item inside. Now, when it comes to the height of it, it could be up to 16 centimeters. But you want to allow yourself some room around it. So I would class the Funko, is why I've done the Funko on its own, as its own one, is the exact dimensions that you need for a Funko. So unless it fits in that box, it's not going to go in a Funko box, because you couldn't put a Funko in one of them that way with it without protection. So I've done it as roughly 15 centimeters is going to be the maximum height I'm going to put in this box. So you will then be left with the dimensions of length 32, width 25, height 15, and hopefully it'll come within those brackets. So there are going to be a lot of different ways to do it out there, depending on what you sell. Whatnot did do a seminar sort of thing for about half an hour, I think it was, that went through the things, but we felt it was a bit directed towards card traders, clothing traders, and when you do things of all different sizes and things like that, it can be very difficult. So if we stick to the rule of smaller than a Funko box or larger than a Funko box, set each weight as less than 250, less than 500, less than 750, less than a kilogram, and then when you get things over a kilogram, you tend to want to put them in a single box on their own. So there is an option there to put a single item in the thing, but I'll go through that in a later video. So for now, the listings that I've set up are the custom ones for bigger or smaller than a Funko box and the different weight classes, and with that, I've not gone wrong so far. So I hope you do have success, and do join us on Whatnot. If you're not already following us on Discord or on Whatnot, we are at 13 under UK. My name is Alan, there's a few of us, and hopefully we'll see you out there or in the next video.